Welcome to another edition of Big Oo's Top 20 Countdown. This week we're counting down the top 20 Thanksgiving songs. Plus, we're talking to our guest, Paige the Maniac. Y'all, let's get this countdown started with the number 20 song. The number 20 song is one of my absolute favorite songs by the late, great Natalie Cole. The song is called Be Thankful. Let's get into it. Be Thankful by the late, great Natalie Cole on Big Oo's Top 20 Thanksgiving Countdown, baby. Yeah. Yeah, you guys, that was a number 19 song, Alicia Myers with I Want to Thank You. And we're talking to our guest, Paige, the Maniac. What's up, man? How you doing?
What's good, Big O? Thanks for having me, bro. This is an honor. Appreciate it. I like those two
My
song
pleasure.
choices too.
Thank you. Tell my listeners about yourself.
Yes, sir. I haven't shaved. That's the first thing. And then I'm from Sacramento. I moved to LA in June, and I've been pursuing my stand-up career. Actor as well. Doing sketch comedy. Actually, the next 3 Mondays, I got some sketch comedy online. If you
Oh,
follow me on Instagram, you will see the link in my bio. It's through Second City, which is based out of Chicago. I've been We have 4 productions. The first one happened this past Monday. Went pretty well, and we got 3 more shows coming up the next 3 Mondays. So check it out. Don't miss it. It starts at 6 p.m. Pacific time.
wow, that is so cool. How did you get into comedy?
Well, my life is a pretty damn big joke. So I realized I realized that you know what I no, in all seriousness, in all seriousness, growing up, I was always the kid who always said the wrong things at the wrong times.
Yeah.
Like I was that kid, and growing up, Iranian, uh, culturally, like, parents were super, not about that, and they were just like, oh, you gotta know, mind your p's and your q's, and you gotta make sure that you gotta uh be appropriate around adults, all this. I just wanted to make jokes. I didn't care, I was just a goofball. And
Yeah.
I did, though. It did affect me for a while, like my parents' words. Like, I actually did start to kind of go into myself, and not really show that side
Hmm.
my for most of my teenage years. Like, I would do it with close groups, like close friends that I knew it was cool to do. But
Mhm.
honestly, like about 2 years ago, I realized, like, I just woke up one day. I was like, you know what? That's it. That's what's missing in my life, is my ability to share that gift that I was blessed with, which is, makes people laugh. And I started it then, and I haven't stopped, man. And I love every day of it, and the journey is beautiful. You and myself I've had the pleasure of working with you as well. So that was
Yes,
good
yes,
to see you. I think it was at the tavern that you and I
yes,
did some
yes,
comedy.
yes, yes.
So
That
yeah,
was like a month or two ago. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
right. That's right. So yeah, it's been fun, man. And I love acting as well. So I've been doing some of that. I've been making some smaller appearances, even some independent work because of the strike and everything. But um, but yeah, I'm slowly getting into that as well. And LA is the place to be for all this, man. So I'm here.
Yes, it
Lived in
is.
Sacramento for 20 years, and now I'm here, baby.
Wow. What made you move all the way from Sacramento to LA?
So exactly that, wanting to knowing that I got lots of love for Sacramento. It's always going to be a part of me. Go Kings, by the way. Um, but and I wanted to move to LA about 10 years ago, but
Mhm.
I messed around and got married instead, and then I stayed in
Oh wow.
Sacramento. Yeah, I got married. That relationship is behind me now, and we're
Uh
cordial, which is
oh.
great. But
Uh
we're
oh. Uh oh.
no, it's good. It's all good. Relationship we actually were able to salvage a friendship by getting the separation, because we were better for each other as friends, and that was the main takeaway from that experience. But yeah, we're both happy now. I'm happy here down here, and she's moved on over there in Sacramento, and I'm happy for her. and I'm happy for
Mhm.
myself now. Moving down here, I have no excuses. I'm just going after it, man. Going after it, hitting mics every day if I can. So it's the journey. I'm loving it. It's beautiful down here. LA is nice. I realized why I moved down here. As soon as I moved down here, I realized it. I was like, oh, that's why, man. That's exactly why. Like
Yeah.
you get pushed and you get pushed to be better and you get challenged and that's exactly what I needed. So
Wow. You guys want to talk more to our guest, Paige the Maniac, but let's get back in this countdown. The number 18 song comes from my former pastor, the late, great Andre Crouch. This song is called Oh Give Thanks. Let's get into it. Oh Give Thanks on Big Old Top 20 Thanksgiving Countdown. Yeah, you guys, that was the awesome song by Bing Crosby. It's called "I've Got Plenty to Be Thankful For," and that is so true. I asked a question, Paige. How did you choose the stage name Paige the Maniac?
man, that's a good question. I I'm obviously crazy, so that's
Yeah.
part of it. Uh, but I I think that it kind of came from growing up, and I don't think I've ever shared this. And you're the first one to really ask how I came with this name, come up with this name. My full name is Pejman, okay, Pejman.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
but I go by Pej. But uh, when I was growing up, one of my uncles that I really looked up to, he was always motivating me to continue to pursue what I love to do, whether it's sports, whether it's music, which I'm also I studied music, and
Oh.
yeah, I'm a singer as well, yeah, vocalist and
Wow.
I teach music actually. So that's my day job for now. I've been doing that for about almost 13 years, but
Wow.
yeah, my uncle
That's
was
good.
always supportive of that, and he would always call me. He's like, "Hey, Pej, you're the man. Pej, you're the man," and that always stuck with me. And now I look, and then when I was trying to come up with my stage name, I was like, I need it to be something that it describes me on multiple layers, and it was like, you know what, Pej, Pej the man. I remember my uncle would call me that. And I
Hmm.
was like, but I'm also a goofball. I'm kind of crazy. What about Pej the Maniac? And so
Yeah.
that's kind of how and that's kind of how it started, man. And so my name is inside all of that, So Pej the Maniac, the MAN is in there, and so that's kind of the short end of it of how I got that name.
That's cool. And you also have a podcast, am I correct?
I do actually have I have 3 podcasts right now, which is also kind
Wow.
of maniacal. I keep taking on more things, and I'm like, I need to say no at some point, but I'm
Yeah.
just unable to do that. But I love the podcast. So I got my main podcast that is gonna resume down here in um I'm in between locations right now. So once I get my studio set up, that podcast will restart. I have 5 seasons of it. It's called Fumble Podcast, and it's spelled Phumble. Fumble
Okay.
Podcast. Yeah, I've had 5 seasons of that, and you can subscribe to that. You can find that on YouTube or anywhere you listen to podcasts. And that's a podcast that's just dedicated to learning from all types walks of life. And most recently, I dedicated it to the situation in Iran, the revolution that's happening in my motherland, for people fighting to take their country back from the hands of these evil regime that's occupied that country for 45 years. Um,
Wow.
so that's Fumble Podcast. And once I moved to LA, I got connected with a lot of different amazing people, and I'm an avid professional wrestling fan. So I was like, you know what? I need something
Oh,
fun. I
okay.
need something. Yeah, yeah. I was like, I need something that to just let loose on. And me and my good friend Fred, who goes by Weapon X, he's a hip hop artist actually, and he's also an avid fan of wrestling. So we were like, you know what, you and I have good chemistry. Let's start it now. That podcast is also now we have a couple episodes in the bank called Legend of Wrestling podcast. So that
Oh,
that
okay.
podcast, yeah, that podcast is out there. Subscribe to that as well. And last but not least, um, another friend of mine who actually lives in French Canada, Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Um, his name is Mo. Him and I have been dedicating a podcast to um, the situation in the Middle East, but much more. It's talking about current events
Okay.
through the lens of a comedian, and he's a historian. So we figured that might be a fun dynamic, and it has been. But yeah, so we've been dedicating a lot of time the last couple episodes talking about the Israel Palestine crisis, and as well as him and I have been arm in arm fighting for Iran. He's also Iranian. So yeah, so that podcast is called TBA Podcast. So
Oh,
there are the three podcasts that I've been working on, and if you want to hear about the current events, current situation in Gaza, or the current events like light as NSYNC reuniting to as heavy as the Palestine Israel crisis, follow that podcast, TBA Podcast. There you go, three podcasts. I'm on all of them. And Fumble Podcast is resuming soon, as I said.
all right now. All right now. That's awesome. But you guys, let's get back in this countdown. The number 16 song comes from the late great Johnny Cash. This song is called Thanksgiving Prayer. Let's get into it. Thanksgiving Prayer by Johnny Cash, number 16 on Big Old Style 20 Countdown. Yeah, you guys, that was the number 15 song, Be Thankful for What You Got by William Devon. Now it's time to get into the extra song of the week. The extra song of the week, a lot of people said, boy, you play your songs too much, but hey, this is my countdown. I'm going to do what the hell I want. This song is actually coming out tomorrow. We shot the video. The video will be out very, very soon. It might even come out tomorrow if everything works out. And this is what my boy, my good friend, we did a song called Spread Love a couple of years ago with the other people, but we did it. We decided to do just a duet between us. The song is called The Friendship Song with my boy, nephew Michael. Let's get into it. The second extra song of the week, the Friendship Song by me and nephew Michael on Big Ooh Stop 20 Countdown. I stole that from Soul Train. Always got to say that. Hey, you guys were talking to Paige the Maniac. Oh man, you have a lot of stuff going on. How did you get into like becoming a music teacher? I'm curious about that.
Yeah, man. I've been a musician from essentially childhood. At 4 years old, I started singing,
Mm,
and I remember it. I remember exactly where I was for that first song that I started to sing that was on the radio. This was still when I was in Iran. I was born there,
mm,
of course, and uh,
mm.
my parents kind of did a double look at each other, like, oh, okay. I think we have something here. So yeah, that was the inception of it. My parents are both musicians. My dad, they learned by ear. They've only been
Mm.
trained by ear, but however, they love music. They actually met through music, through their local. They're from the Baha'i religion, and they met through that, through those events. My dad's a pianist, drummer. My mom, a singer as well. So I guess I got their genes, and then I really pursued it even further, and got my degree in music from UC Davis. Go Aggies! I still don't know what that means, but it's their that is their mascot. That is their mascot, so we'll stick to it. But
Okay.
yeah, it was great. I got my degree in 2000, early 2012, and I started working as a private music instructor around the same time. I think it was late 2011 to be exact, and I haven't stopped, man. And I just I'm lucky that I'm able to uh, do what I love, to then be able to fund this other career in comedy. So I'm blessed. I honestly can't complain at all about it. So yeah, I've been in some bands as well. I performed when I
Oh,
was in
for
my
real?
early 20s.
Oh,
Yeah, we had a band in Sacramento called Prima, which um, we did some fun things. It was a metal band with two polarizing vocals that really complemented each
okay.
other. Myself,
Okay.
classically trained, I did opera, so I was able to bring that angle. I idolized Freddie Mercury, so he was my hero in the music world, and so yeah, I learned a lot from his approach to music and singing, and just demanding the stage, which I kind of use some of that on in my comedy as well. So, despite the fact that I'm only 2 years into stand up, um,
Yeah.
I have over 20 years. I have over 20 years of stage presence and stage experience. So,
Wow.
from my music side, so that I bring a lot of that in my acts as a comic. So, and I still make music and sing here and there. I do some covers here and there, but I also with the right artists and when it feels right, I will get back in the booth, and I will start writing again. I love music; it's always going to be a part of me. But comedy is the career, right? And that's what I'm sticking to. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. But you guys are going to talk more
thank you.
to our guest, Paige the Maniac. But let's get into the number 14 song. The number 14 comes from Kelly Clarkson. This song is called Thankful. Let's get into it. Thankful by Kelly Clarkson, number 14 on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown. Yeah, you guys, we did three in a row for you. Number 14 was Kelly Clarkson with Thankful. Number 13 was I Want to Thank You by Otis Redding. And number 12 was Thankful by Celine Dion. Now it's time to get into the comedy corner. The comedy corner comes from our guest. And you sent me a clip. And tell me about this clip that you sent me.
Yeah, that clip is um that's a booking I had at the Punchline in Sacramento in late July. I'm sorry, in
Hmm.
September. Excuse me. In September I got that booking, and it was special because I had already moved out here to LA, and Sacramento booked me at that venue, um, and it was the Shindig show with Jimmy Shin, great comic and producer. And yeah, I it was special because Punchline Sacramento is one of the bigger venues out there, and I had not had my parents or see me do stand up yet. They've always been a
Mm.
little bit they've always been a little bit weary about me doing comedy, right? As you know, like from
Yes,
childhood, that I mentioned.
yes.
So this was my chance to show them that I'm truly uh, I found something special here, and I want you to witness that, right? And then the fact, and so I invited my parents out. Long story short, and so that bit is me talking about growing up, um, and watching scary movies as was just normal for kids growing up with my parents in that part of the world, and so the whole bit is about that. And yeah, it was fun. It was fun. I think the audience enjoyed that bit, and it was true. So that's why it's funnier. So
Yeah, you guys, let's get into the comedy corner with Paige the Maniac on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown, baby. Yeah. Yeah, you guys, that was a very, very funny Paige the Maniac. I'm not just saying that because you're here. I'm not blowing smoke up your ass, you know. So then we get off the phone. Oh, I can't stand that motherfucker. No,
you could
you
say that.
really are
You could
funny.
say that. You could say that now. It's fine. I'm not getting off. So,
No, you're really, really, really funny. I got to see you, witness you at the tavern when we first met back in September, I think it was. Man, I said, wow.
it
I was like,
was. It
man,
was
you know
really
what?
fun.
I want you on my show, man. I said, wow, you're very, very funny, man. I said, wow,
Thank you.
man, gifted, brother, gifted, gifted, gifted. You're doing a lot. You have a lot of careers going on. If you had to choose just one career that you had to do between your podcast, your comedy, your music, and other things that you're doing, which one would it be and why?
Oh man, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. I'd have to go with stand up. I think stand up is um where I feel the most free. I'm able to express myself to the fullest. And it feels like it's the stage is what I'm used to. I've always done either theater or singing as with the rock band, or even doing some acting. Um, it's yeah, but comedy specifically just allows me to uh, share share my story on stage, and get some laughs. Of course, Sometimes people don't laugh, and that's okay too. But
Mm.
you learn, and that's the part of it that I think confirms it for me is that even when I'm bombing, I would go back on stage immediately and do comedy again, and that like it does not deter me at all from it. And I think to me that was the test, and I've had my fair share, as most comics have, of eating it on stage.
Of
Um,
course.
but yeah, I love it, man. I love stand up. I think that would be the answer.
Wow, that is so cool. You guys, we're gonna get back into this countdown. The number 11 song is another one of my great favorite songs. This song is called "Thanking the Good Lord" by Merle Haggard. Let's get into it. "Thanking the Good Lord" by Merle Haggard, number 11 on Big Old Top 20 Countdown, Thanksgiving edition. Yeah, you guys, that was a number 10 song. Martina McBride was blessed. Now it's time to get into the second extra song. And you guys, this is not me. I'm gonna let y'all know. This is I know we last week we premiered this song as by one of my absolute favorites. Her name is Karen Clark Sheard. This is her brand new song. It is blowing up the charts, blowing up everywhere. It's called "Send It Down." Let's get into it. "Send It Down" by my girl Karen Clark Sheard, the second extra song of the week on Big Woo Top 20 Countdown. Yeah. I don't know if you ever seen Soul Train, but
Oh, I
that's what they
have.
used to do. Yeah, that's what they used to do, man. May Don Cornelius rest in peace. You guys, we're talking to our guest, Paige the Maniac. Wow, man, you're doing a lot. You're let me ask this question before I lose it because I'm getting older, so my mind is
Keep it in there, man.
describe
Keep it in there, big girl.
describe your first comedy gig as briefly as possible.
Okay. Yeah, it's the 2-year anniversary of that is coming up in December, actually. December
Okay.
21st, 2021. I was in Sacramento. I was still married. And
Okay.
I knew I wanted to do stand up. I festered. I tried to write the best material I could. I obsessed over it. I get on to Laughs Unlimited. It's another comedy club in Sacramento in Old Town. I go up.
Mhm.
They give me 3 minutes. 3 minutes. I have an audience. I go up. I do my jokes. I think I got like one laugh maybe, and then I see the light. The
Wow.
light came on way too fast. I was like, that did not. That felt like 5 seconds, but it
Wow.
I did it, and the whole thing to me was the next day was sorry, December 23rd was the anniversary. Yeah, it'll be December 23rd, 2021. The next day I was flying to Ireland. So I was like, you know what?
Hmm.
If I eat it, it's okay. I'm gonna be gone. I won't even be in the country. And so
Wow.
that's how it started, man. But I did the set. I on my entire flight to Ireland, I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? That is exactly where I belong. I need to go and pursue that because that adrenaline from being on stage and doing comedy and getting people to laugh even once felt like the world to me. And that was the beginning of it, man.
Wow. You know what? We're gonna. I'm gonna ask you a couple more questions, but we got to get back in this countdown just for the sake of time. Um, the number 9 song. You know, another one of my songs.
Yeah.
This song is called "Thank You Lord." Let's get into it. Number 9, "Thank You Lord" by me on Big Old Top 20 Countdown. Yeah, you guys, we did 3 in a row. We did "Thank You Lord" by me. Then we did number 8 was "Thank You" by Keith Urban, and number 7 was "But for the Grace of God" by Keith Urban. Now it's time to get into the independent song of the week, and this is by Catofornia. This song is called "Guns and Gold." Let's get into it. "Guns and Gold," the independent song of the week by Catofornia on Big Old Top 20 Countdown. Yeah, you guys, that was the awesome Catofornia. I like that song. It got too much cussing, but it's all right. It's all right. And like I never heard cussing before. We're talking to our guest, Paige the Maniac. Paige, you're doing a lot. You've done a lot. Wow, you're man. And you also said you did some acting too.
I do
Tell me
act.
about
Yeah, I
that.
do have some. Yeah. Yeah, I got some it's just like most that start out. I did some enhancement work, background extra work, and I love all of it. I've been in a couple music videos. The latest
Oh,
one that's out
wow.
right now, it's called it's English and Farsi and Spanish music song.
Okay.
And the title of the song is it translates to class has started, but in Farsi it's Kelas Shuru Shod. And it's by my good friend Ashley Zara.
Okay.
She's out here in LA, and it features Bahare, who's a hip hop artist, Iranian hip hop
Mhm.
artist in Turkey, and another good friend of mine, Poet Ali. He's also
Mhm.
on this track, and the music is great. The song is actually anti-regime of Iran, and
Mhm.
I play one of those assholes, one of those guys who's one
Oh,
of the
okay.
guards, and yeah, I play one of those guards, and apparently I did a great job at being an asshole. I was like, well, listen, that's who I am. So it's a
Wow.
natural fit. But yeah, so it
Wow.
was yeah, that was my latest thing, latest project that I've been on. But yeah, I love acting. I love drama acting as well. It's you just know, when you see an art and you just feel
Hmm.
yourself like taken by it, right? Like it's
Hmm.
like that is I get that all like forward, backward, sideways, and I understand it. That's how I
Hmm.
felt with drama and watching some drama. Of course, comedy is a big part of it. Like knowing comedy and learning how to be comedic, it helps a lot in drama because the facial changes, the expressions, it, it translates. As I almost choked to death, but yeah, it but yeah, yeah, man. So I'm working that out as well. Now that the strike is over, I'm hoping to get back into that
Oh,
more as well.
good.
So yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
good. Wow. I like how you got close to the camera when you just got real close. I said, okay, he really wants you to pay attention. Okay, I got you, man. I got
Is
you.
this too close or what?
What's next for you? What do you have coming up next?
Man, yeah, I'm performing at the Green Room this Friday. So
Mhm.
come check me out. The Green Room. It's going to be a fun show. Follow me on Instagram for that post. I just posted that on my Instagram page. Pej the Maniac. It's PEJ the Maniac, spelled exactly as you hear it. All one
Okay.
word.
Okay.
And yeah, so I got that coming up. I'm doing a couple other comedy shows coming up this month. I have my podcasts. I have some new guests coming on. A couple of my podcasts are out right now. Again, TBA podcast and Legend of Wrestling podcast. Both of those are new episodes are out right now, so check those out. But yeah,
Okay.
that's what I got in the immediate future. So
Stay where you at, man. The interview's not over yet. We got a couple. We got to get into your business next. But let's get back in the
oh,
number. Let's get back in this countdown. The number six song is by Marvin Sapp. The song is called "Give Thanks." Let's get into a "Give Thanks" by Marvin Sapp on Big Woo Stop 20 Countdown. Yeah, you guys, that was the number five song. Walter Hawkins with "Thank You." I absolutely love that song. And now it's time to get to the old school gem of the week. The old school gem of the week is one of my absolute favorites. This song is by a group called Jade, and this song is called "Don't Walk Away." Let's get into it. "Don't Walk Away" by Jade on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown, baby. Yeah, y'all, that was the number. That was the old school gem of the week. Jade, "Don't Walk Away." Now you know what? I made it seem like I was professional, man, but now we're gonna get into your business. What your life look like? I know I know you divorced, but you got a boo thing on the side, or what's going on with that, man?
I am rocking solo, baby, and it's fine. I'm okay with that. I get tempted sometimes. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should get back into the dating scene, and then I'll try it out, and then I'm like, nah, I got no time for this. I got to be focused on my career. I look at it this way, man. If the right person comes along, I'll know. You know what I mean?
Right.
I thought
That's
the
right.
right person came along once, and that wasn't it. So I'm gonna try it again. You know what I mean?
That's right.
so,
That's right. That's right.
but yeah, I keep an open mind with that. But yeah, I'm single, and anybody who is interested in checking me out, check me out. I'm not on any
All
of the
right,
apps
man.
though, so yeah,
Oh, okay, okay. He's
yeah,
single. He's
yeah,
single, y'all. He's single.
yeah.
I don't know if he's not. He said he's not ready to mingle, but anyways, usually I say something. I usually say something inspirational, but I want to. Since it's a Thanksgiving countdown, this is Thanksgiving Day. What are you most thankful for?
Man, I am thankful for being able to pursue what I love to do, and be able to pursue it freely
Mhm.
without and I don't take that lightly, because I know that my parents made a choice almost 30 years ago
Mm.
to leave what they knew behind in their home country of Iran, which is under fire, and especially over the last year.
Wow.
And with all with the revolution, with all the oppression that's been happening on our people over there, I don't take the
Wow.
freedom to express myself
That's
as an
awesome.
artist lightly at all. So I'm very thankful for
Yeah.
that, because I know if I was still in Iran, I might be dead, or I
Wow.
might be in prison for being who I am. So yeah, I'm thankful for the opportunity my parents allowed me to be able to be in a country that I'm allowed to pursue what I love.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Stay where you at. We have one more thing we want to say. But let's get back in this countdown. The number four song is called "I Want to Thank You" by Frankie Beverly and Mays. Let's get into it. Number four, "I Want to Thank You" by Frankie Beverly and Mays. On Big Old Top 20 Countdown. Yeah, you guys, that we did three in a row for you. We did "I Want to Thank You" by Frankie Beverly and Mays. Number three was a Thanksgiving song by Mary Chapin Carpenter, and number two was another a great song by my former pastor Andre Crouch. The song was called "Thank You for Everything." I like how they put a little Spanish in it. Now it's time to get into the number one song. And I don't know, you guys have been listening to this countdown for how long? And you guys already know what my number one song is. Uh, come on now. I make music. And so this is my song. This is called Thankful the Worship Song by me, number one on Big Top 20 Thanksgiving Countdown. Yeah. Yeah, you guys, that was
Um,
the awesome song. I'm not just saying it because saying it because I made it, but it's an awesome song. Thankful the worship song. And we're talking to our guest, Paige the Maniac. Tell everybody how they can reach you, sir.
yeah, man, you can reach me by coming to my house. No, I'm just kidding. You can reach me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all of them. Pej the Maniac. I'm mostly on Instagram and TikTok. I do post on YouTube as well, of course. I do have a Facebook for some fucking reason. I don't know why, but I have one. But yeah, come follow me there. DM me. I try to respond to everybody who reaches out to me, because I appreciate every single follower that I get. And yeah, it's I'm not hard to find. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you to our guest, Paige the Maniac. I also want to say thank you to all the stations that are carrying us, the Block FM, SoCal Radio. We united with Kill Radio a couple of years ago, and we're still going strong with them. What's it called? Spreaker, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everybody. Thank you so much. And thank you for the listeners. You help us get to season number 8, and this is the 288th show of the season. I want to say thank you so much. And also, because of you guys, I won the podcast award for People's Choice. I want to say thank you so much for that. And if you all want to reach me, you can reach me at www.linktree.com/OLUSHEYI.BANJO. You can find this podcast. You can also find the video for the podcast on my YouTube page and my music and everything else. Like the thought for the week is be thankful, not just on Thanksgiving Day, because life is precious and beautiful. Now it's time to get into the gospel song of the week. You know, we always end this with the gospel song of the week. And it's not me. It's not me. It's not me. It's by my boy, BB Winans. This song is called Thank You. Let's get into it. Thank You by BB Winans on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown. May God bless you. May God keep you until we meet again. And hold on. Let me see. I'm trying to hit this. I'm trying to get out the studio. All right. In recording. Okay.